Having contracted COVID-19 due to a numerous visit to the hospital for chemotherapy sessions, Serah Muthoni is a clear example of a human with 9 lives. Muthoni, an English and literature teacher at Afraha High School in Nakuru County, has not lost hope in life and is determined to enjoy every moment of it. She has grown to become a symbol of hope to many. She is a proud grandmother of 1, saying her daughter was a lit candle in a battle to stay alive. Muthoni narrates that she discovered she had contracted HIV after the death of her husband in 1997 before stigma kicked in. In mid-1999, Muthoni developed an opportunistic infection on the back where doctors recommended surgery to remove the pus, saying it later came out to be cancerous.
At the time I was diagnosed, it was in 2011, and it manifested itself as warts. One was in the anal opening, the other one at the labia on my right. And initially, just like any other cancer, we didn't first realize it was a cancer. We were thinking, the doctors, I could go to this hospital and I was being diagnosed for hemorrhoids. And that's when one doctor told me that I should go and see a surgeon.
It was not easy for her. The result came in positive for skin and vulvar cancer.
I went through 27 sessions and I thought it was gone. Only for it in 2013 to appear at the point at the labia where the other one was as pus. It was smelly. So I went back to him. He did another surgery. And the results again came back with the cancer cells. And this time I decided not to take back the results to him because I was so much afraid of chemotherapy. You know, the horrific stories that are out there about chemotherapy. I decided to take it to the clinic where I go for HIV, that is in Eldoret, a place called Amidst. And the doctor there told me to go and see the oncologist there. I was booked in for another surgery. And when the mass was removed, the results came back without the cells. And I celebrated a beaten cancer. That was in 2013.
In 2017, she fell deep into denial as the problem recurred this time around on the other left labia, where she had excessive bleeding and a lot of pain at night and nose bleeding. Later, she underwent yet another 9-hour surgery, and upon discharge, she did a chemotherapy session to prevent cancer from recurring.
Only for the same thing to appear in the left labia. And it came in as a sores. Then they started bleeding. Then the pain became excruciating. Again, I started having warts around the same area. In fact, I was in the process of physiotherapy and I was almost walking with one clutch comfortably. I started having warts. And at first, we dismissed it. Then I went and saw a gynecologist who told me if we have to deal with these warts, we have to do a biopsy first. And the biopsy results showed that there is a recurrence of cancer. I brought the results here, and I was started on the second-line chemotherapy.
She was to go for the 4th operation. However, a doctor at a private clinic told her to sit on saline water and the wound dried up, escaping the painful surgery. Currently, Muthoni is battling recurrent cancer, which struck again in July last year after completing treatment, and has since begun the second leg of chemotherapy.
This time my hair didn't fall off, but it was not an easy journey, as I'm telling you, because you're trying to eat well, you're trying to drink things that will build blood, but still when you come, the tests indicate that you have low blood count. So I was infused twice. But by the grace of God, I completed the cycles on 18th December. But in the process of that, I contracted COVID.
while undergoing a chemotherapy cycle. She says she developed a very bad cold. One day, she woke up and her eyelid was swollen before a friend insisted she must take a COVID-19 test. Muthoni calls on Kenyans to get screened, saying cancer, if detected early, can be managed, while saying it's not a death sentence. This comes even as oncologists call on the national government to enhance cancer care by ensuring that there is comprehensive health coverage for patients. Alexandria Cancer Center lead oncologist Elias Meli says that there was an influx of substandard medicine used in treating cancer, adding that relevant agencies need to take action and curb the same to ensure patients get genuine treatment.
We've also seen a lot of efforts put by the government to ensure that our patients can afford cancer treatments. It had been a challenge for a while, but through NHIF, we can actually appreciate what the government has done to make it easy for our patients to afford this treatment. Major challenges that we still face is the ability to still diagnose these patients early. And the biggest challenge here is pretty much a cultural problem.
On his part, Cosmas Koech, an oncologist, noted that cancer has destabilized several families due to the strain it comes along.
It is important that everyone goes for screening early enough, because the earlier you intervene, the better outcomes. You actually manage this condition early enough, you get a better results.
Home-ground research is therefore needed by the government instead of relying a lot on foreign studies to treat the cancer patients. Dolly Mwirigi for Hope TV News Watch.